So we have it on a VHS tape. So I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a big, huge rectangle that you put in that plays a movie. Or but yeah. So anyway, we did that show. We actually won. We became O-Town. It aired on MTV, which is cool. But we were like, we needed more. We needed to get bigger. So P. Diddy was putting out a season of Making the Band. Making the Band, actually, O-Town was from Making the Band, the original Making the Band. And then P. Diddy took it over, made a couple rap groups, and now he was in search for the biggest pop group, pop R&B. A bunch of us tried out for the show. Donnie ended up getting on the show and didn't make the band, but it was the coolest thing that I've seen because at the same time of the finale, he got a solo deal from P. Diddy.
One of the craziest moments of my life, that feeling, it was like I made it through this whole show. The show was basically just like American Idol or The Voice, where it was auditions and cuts. But it was even crazier than that because they moved 20 of us into a house in Manhattan, and we all were, you never knew when the next audition cut was going to be. So like when you're on The Voice, you know you're getting prepared, you're going to sing a song, you're in front of the judges, one of you's getting cut, somebody's moving on. Diddy would come into our apartment, sometimes in the middle of the night, we'd get up and we'd have to end up singing. So the show was insane, learned so much from it. It was artist development 101. We did everything from choreography to vocal lessons to interview prep and preparing for things like this, sitting in chairs, talking to cameras. It was probably the best kind of like thing I could ever have gone through to develop myself as an artist. And then that moment at the end of the season, you made it past all these cuts, and then for about 5 seconds, Diddy called out 5 names that made it into the group, and he didn't call my name. And then a couple seconds went by, I didn't even really hear it, it was such a whirlwind, and he's like, this artist didn't make it into the group because he's a better solo artist, and I got signed solo to Bad Boy. It was like the surprise at the end of the finale. It was insane.
Crazy.
It was crazy. The next couple years of my life, this is probably like 2007 to 2011, were a blur. Looking back now, I feel like it was all a dream. It was insane. I was living out of suitcases, going from hotel to hotel, city to city, radio station to radio station, recorded in some of the most amazing studios. Matt came to some of the sessions and, you know, got to meet some of like the biggest producers in the business, vocal producers, and you know, learn a lot about the ins and outs of the business. We met a lot of different managers, met a lot of different people. I was signed at Bad Boy, and at the time, they were underneath Atlantic Records, which is underneath Warner. So it's kind of like a saying that goes around the music business. When you know one person, you kind of know everybody. It's a big business, but it's small once you get in it. And then everybody knows everybody. It's a very crazy business because you also then learn about the sharks and the snakes that could come out. You know, it happened to us as teenagers at a smaller scale with like different people coming at you saying, I can manage you, I can promise you the world and all this stuff, and you get your heart broken because you feed into it, you believe it, you're naive, you don't know. You're like, oh, this person's interested in me, I've been waiting for my big break. You know, and then at the bigger level, I got signed, and here I was, I thought I made it. But that is just the beginning. You do all this work just to get a record deal, and then now you're starting from scratch, and you got to do even more work. So, you know, I kind of learned, Matt got to see it all from the outside, and just, we both learned the crazy sides of a business, whether it's having a parent manage you, or taking on the wrong management, the wrong PR firm, or not really fighting for what you believe in as an artist. If you're an artist, specifically like me, I'm also a keyboard player. I was producing a lot of my own stuff. I was songwriting, and they weren't taking a lot of my stuff. So back then I was a young kid. I was afraid to stand up for myself. But looking back, and this is advice we give people now, it's like you have to stand up for what you believe in.
Having the right team around you that has experienced it is like key to everything. So things started to slow down a little bit a few years after Donnie put out an album, and we started to sit down and discuss some ideas. And ultimately what we wanted to do as we were getting older, we wanted to create a studio, but more of an artist development program where we can take all of our knowledge and experience and past of what went right and what went wrong and find that next star. We got together all of our equipment from the past years that we had kept in the basement, and we set up a really cool studio in this loft, and we ended up naming it the Loft Sound Studio. We had no clients. We had a cool little space with awesome equipment, so we figured let's get back into writing and producing our own stuff. One thing led to another. We got one young girl to come in through a restaurant that we would go to, and she was incredible. We started developing her, making videos for her, and then that led to the owner of the restaurant. His daughter wanted to be a pop star, so he met with us and said, you know, my daughter would love to do this. She wants to make videos, she writes, she wants to sing. Can you guys help her? So we said, absolutely. So bring her in. So this little 12-year-old girl comes in, and her name's Madison Beer, and she starts singing for us in the booth, 12 years old. And Donnie and I look at each other like, whoa, this is something. She's got something. She's no fear. We ended up talking to the dad, and he's like, you can make this happen? We said, yeah, we can make this happen. He's like, you're not blowing smoke? We said, no, this is legit. Your daughter is a star, and we can help her. So we started working with her, and in about 8 months, we started making videos, and we created this Bruno Mars mashup. Donnie got on the keyboard, he played it. We arranged all the songs with her, and then we filmed it, and we put it up on YouTube. YouTube started to become a huge platform, and man, the rest is history. The video started going viral. We had calls from everybody. Troy Carter, Lady Gaga's manager.
Big managers.
America's Got Talent.
Newspapers,
was
radio stations.
Good Morning America, and like everyone was calling. She ended up having a lot of options on the table, but ultimately she had a love for Justin Bieber, so he happened to be one of those options. So she ended up signing a deal with Scooter Braun and Justin Bieber, and then Justin Bieber had tweeted out the videos that we created for her. So those videos started to go viral even more, and it was like chaos.
It definitely helped put our business on the map. It was basically like advertisement from Justin Bieber. It was in these videos you're seeing different areas of our studio. It was like a showcase of our studio from Justin Bieber. It was crazy.